Hi, Wade Galt here, developer of the Smart Bonus System, the software that helps multi-line insurance agency owners motivate their team members to drive automatic production, sell more life, health, and non-demand products to make more money for the agency. Agency owners who've been using this system focus on getting their team members to see an opportunity, get excited about that opportunity, and then perform accordingly. What I want to do is show you here how our base level system, the quick and easy bonus system, works. This is our system that has 80% of the functions and the pieces you need to get your team members working at their highest levels. Some agents like a little bit more. This is the core of what gets most of the job done, and a lot of our agency owners like it and team members because it's very simple. First thing we're going to look at is how the bonus plan setup works. So in here, the agency owner, or we can help you, can set up bonus amounts and categories for each type of product. So you can type in a type of product and pay a percentage of premium or a flat dollar bonus, and you can pay off of written or issued production, whichever you like. This gives the team members their initial bonuses for one policy or one product sold. If you happen to sell bank products, we might have it set up to where you can even pay a percentage of what your company pays you as a commission. These are the initial bonuses for the team members. Once they've hit these, then we have target level bonuses that can reward them for hitting higher level thresholds. So here are some individual target bonuses, and what we've done here is going along with what we found works. We've been helping agents with their compensation plans for over 18 years, and for the last 15 years have been using a framework that works in all market sizes. And while the targets and the exact numbers might change, and some of these are dummy numbers here, the framework holds and works. And what we do here is we show team members that in each category of production that we have, that if they hit anywhere from a level 1 to a level 5 target, that they could earn additional money, in this case on all the auto and fire they wrote that month. Now that is the best practice. You could pay a flat dollar amount when they hit a target if you want. We find most agency owners stick with the best practice that we found works. And so with their auto, their fire, their life, their health, their bank, the more they write, the more they produce, the higher percentage they get on everything they write. The targets can be based off of policies or premium. So agency owners will usually use policy targets for beginners and premium targets for more developed team members. You can have different plans for different team members within an agency. And then on team target bonuses, the best practice is to pay a flat dollar amount. And so you can set a target, again, for policies or premium, that if the team hits that target, everybody on the team receives a bonus. It promotes teamwork, working together, and just making sure that everybody is getting compensated if the agency is doing really well. In addition, we have bonuses for lapse rate or customer defection rates, however you want to word that. So the lower the lapse rate or customer defection rate is, the higher the bonus can be. Some agency owners will use this for all team members. Some will use it just for their retention or service team members. And then some will have it for everybody at one level, but pay their retention team members a higher amount. We can help you separately on the consultation part on how to do that, or you can use your own numbers. You can also pay policy growth bonuses or other activity bonuses to reward team members for activities that you want done. And then you can indicate any specifications or stipulations you have here. We put in some defaults, which is that if policies charge back within the first year or 6 months, that maybe the team member has to charge that back. We have the ability in our system to record chargebacks if that's something you want to do. And then once you've set up the plan for everybody, if you wanted to customize bonuses for certain team members, you could go to the user screen, and with each one of them, you could create their own unique bonus percentages. All you need to do is enter the team members' names and then click on one of these buttons or links to customize their bonuses. You can also track your production, but you might decide that you don't want your production to count towards the team target bonuses because you want the team to hit those without your help. We've now looked at these first two. Now if we look at the marketing tab, we can see where you have up to 20 different categories that team members are going to have to select one of in order to indicate where their business came from when they wrote business. They will not get a bonus if they don't enter this information. This helps you track where your money's coming from, which marketing efforts are working and which are not. What I want to do now is jump over for a moment to the producer's view. If you're a producer view, your main menu is going to look something like this. You have your bonus plan down here, which if you clicked on, you could view how you're being compensated. And then on the top left, you can set your income goals. And you can let the system know the average bonus amount you think you're going to earn, the average premium you're going to write, and then what are your monthly goals for production. So you could just type those in there. And once you type those in, the system is then going to tell you what you will probably make in bonus if you hit those numbers. So making sure that the team members are aware of the opportunity is a huge part of the system to make sure they can see opportunity. Once they can see opportunity, then we can determine if they're really a true salesperson and they're willing to pursue the opportunity until they take advantage of it, or if they're not. Once we get past that, then the team member can enter their production. So first, if we go to the auto entry screen here, we'll see we've got Mrs. Jones, and she has a 2019 Mustang. In this case, I'm paying the auto off of its written date, so I'm just going to have the team member enter the same written date and the paid date when they get credit for the sale. They're getting 100% of the credit for this sale. That means they did not split the sale with somebody else, although they could do that. This happens to be a personally produced sale. They solicited this sale. They made it happen. And the semi-annual premium is $300. They indicated that it came from a center of influence, and they get their bonus of the $9. And then just to follow across the other entry screens here, on the fire entry screen, the person also talked to Mrs. Jones about added flood insurance, entered the information, and got the bonus. On here, we can see that the team member has pivoted with Mrs. Jones and made a mortgage life sale. Now, when they first write it, since life is paid on an issued basis, they're not going to yet enter the date the policy is issued. So they leave that blank, they enter everything else, they indicate it's a salesperson pivot. Even though the auto and the fire sales came from a center of influence, the salesperson pivoted to make the mortgage life sale. And once the sale goes through, let's say it's on January 15th, then they're going to enter that. The bonus is going to show up. And same thing goes for the health. They're going to wait until that mortgage disability that they wrote gets issued. And then when that gets issued, they're going to enter that and the bonus will show up. And same thing goes for the car loan that they wrote. So in each of these cases, they're able to see the opportunity and the production will be tracked, but the bonus won't happen until they complete it. Once they've done this, we can go to their payroll report. We can see on their payroll report that they wrote an auto, a fire, a life, health, and a bank, and those all got issued, so the bonuses show up here. We can also see that they received some target bonus. And so what I can do is go look at the target bonus, and I can see that in January, they've not yet hit an auto target or a fire target, but they hit a life target, they hit a health target, and a bank target. Now, there's small dollars in here at the moment, so the bonus percentages are not huge yet, but as they do more of this, their target bonuses will also increase. In addition, if they want to see what could be happening, they can go to the possible money report, and it'll indicate that they've currently earned $83 of bonus. If they could get to the next target levels, their next level in each category, they'd earn $329. And at the maximum level, they'd earn even more. And as we go down the page here on this report, we can see it details what their current production is, what target levels they've hit, and where they're at, and gives them a sense of what they need to do to get to that next level of production and to that top level. And then at the bottom of the report, there are 5 coaching questions, which we have found are really the best practices to get team members engaged, where you as the agency owner would ask them to come in once a week and go over with you what's working, what's not working, what are your goals, how can you improve on what you did last week, and what support do you need. Being able to make sure team members are aware of where they're at with the bonus system, with their opportunity, and then talking strategy with you is the best way to really see who is a salesperson, who's not, who takes advantage of the opportunity, and who doesn't. And of course, it's one thing to have service team members who you know are supposed to only be servicing for the most part and being in a situation where they're being rewarded. However, if you have a salesperson and you're really counting on them to be selling, we want to make sure we're creating opportunities where the majority of the huge part of compensation, or at least 30 to 40% of their compensation, is coming from bonuses. And if the person can see the opportunity and they don't act on it, we know they're probably not a great salesperson. Additionally, there's other reports. The sales results report will give them an idea of where they are with written and issued production, and across the year, let them know how they're doing. The product line report will give them in-depth detail as far as where did the business come from, what type of policies are sold, and so on. And the multi-line report will give them an overview of how they are doing individually, their goals versus their actual production, how the rest of the agency is doing, where their business is coming from, and also give them a sense of where their money is coming from. This is a great report to review on a monthly basis with team members and compare with each other within the agency to really find out who's getting the best results in certain areas and how can they, as team members and an agency, build upon that. And then finally, if you need to print out the app register, you can sort all the different production you have. You could sort by a certain month. So I might say I want to see all of the production in just January, and all that production would show up here. I can sort by auto, fire, life, or whatever line it might be. So that's the team member's view of the world. And if I go back to the agency owner view, some of the reports are the same. So the payroll report is going to look very similar, except in the case of the payroll report, it's going to show me by team member. So as the agency owner, I see it all in one place, and I get to see what they're up to. Now at this point, the team member is not yet fully ready to be paid because they've not verified their bonus, but when they're done with their payroll, they would indicate a Y to say, yes, I'm ready to be paid, and I would just type in whatever the amount is to indicate they've been paid. That's a check and balance that I use within the system. And then there are other reports where I can track the lapse rate of the agency, which can trigger the bonuses for them, and I can enter that for them. I can track the policy growth of the agency, so as time goes by and we're growing, I can track how we're doing with that and keep an eye on that and see how the agency is not only growing, but also let the team members receive bonus rewards as a result of that. And I have other reports similar to them, the product line reports to go into depth as far as where business is coming from and what's going on from an agency standpoint. The sources of business report to see as an agency, where's all the production coming from. The multi-line report can give me a sense of how the whole agency is doing. And then there are other reports to see as an agency how people are doing their goals versus their actual production. Where business is coming from as far as policies. Where the premiums are coming from. By team member, where is all of their business coming from to really get a sense of who's stirring up business versus who's simply writing what walks in the door. And I can also see a multi-line breakdown to see by team member, how are they producing, average premiums, total premiums, bonuses, what percentage of the time are they multi-lining. All of this information gives me a really solid sense of how they're doing and how the agency is doing as well. Finally, we also have app registers similar to the ones we have in the individual producer files. If you need our help creating a bonus plan for your agency, we can help you create the plan. And the way we do that is we find out a little bit about your agency and your agency numbers. And with that information, we can help you create a bonus plan. And with that, be able to show that bonus plan to the team members. We can then also show them, and these are dummy numbers here, what they would make at different levels of production. We can show them a graph and an opportunity so they can see if they performed at certain levels, how much would they make. And then we could show you as the agency owner what you would make as well. So of course, all of these are dummy numbers. They're not the real numbers, but we can help you put the real numbers in there and create that setup for you as well. So if you have any questions on this or need our help, please let us know. To register for the Quick and Easy bonus system, you can click on the link below. As always, I look forward to helping you drive automatic production to maximize your agency income. Please let us know whatever we can do to help you. Thank you.